Hello, hello. Yes, it's been a hot minute. As I have said, the creation stages has ended, and I now have a proper set of shit that I could cycle through that I would find enjoyable. So, let's hit this on the head. Welcome back to What If Izuku Midoriya had Hypetrain 3. Let's get going. Izuku would get up. It's been about a couple weeks since Izuku has gone and did the entrance examination. He wasn't really worried about him getting in because he knew he was going to, primarily because of his overconfidence, but that's just him. Izuku, we're gonna speed through his couple weeks. Nothing really happened. He didn't do anything spectacular. However, someone has been watching him, that person being Aizawa. And after the first week of nothing happening, he kind of did patrols in the area. Still no real thing of masquerade surfacing either. So to him, there's still a possibility. It's low, but it's still a possibility. So, one moment. After the weeks, Izuku would be opening the door to Class 1A. His dream school. Izuku would notice Ida and some blonde kid fucking screaming at each other. He pays everyone no mind at all as he goes to sit next to Todoroki, puts his head down, and passes out. He wakes up sharply after the decrease in volume. However, when Aizawa entered the room, when Aizawa would enter the room, let it be known that Izuku was still groggy as shit. So it didn't click immediately who he was looking at. Because he has seen Eraserhead before as Masquerade. He just, didn't like fighting him. Because it was uncomfortable. Not feeling an enjoyment in the fight when it comes down to fighting Eraserhead, because it was essentially a fucking quirkless guy that tied you up. That wasn't fun. So he specifically, instead of fighting him, instead of actually confronting him, he just leaves. Because fighting someone that the restraints you're certain you can't break out of isn't enjoyable. Shit's not fun. So, yeah, just a bit of backstory between his alter ego in Eraserhead. When Eraserhead finishes his small lecture on telling people to get their asses outside or get expelled, he does notice Izuku Midoriya, Izuku, in this one, because he was never adopted. He would notice the fact that he looks tired as shit, which does set some alarm bells off, but nothing outwardly. It is surprising when he is the first one to stand, grab the thing, and leave. And from him, others would follow, being led by Aizawa to the training ground. And essentially being more or less not forced. Well, nah, it would be that way. Izuku would have to change in front of people. Something that Izuku doesn't have a problem with. However, when people see his back covered in knife and bullet wounds, people stare. So, Izuku doesn't really notice because he's too tired to really give a shit. So he's the first one out of the locker room on the guy's side. And he just kind of looks at Aizawa, looks at a tree nearby, starts walking towards the tree, climbs up on it, leans back and tries to fucking get some sleep. He is then woken up by a softball hitting him in the chest about a couple seconds later. Well, a couple seconds for him. Everyone else was more or less in line already. As it hit Izuku's chest, Izuku did catch the ball and himself before he fell off the tree. He leans over, lands on his feet, and he's like, "What am I supposed to do?" "Throw this as far as you can." Okay. He just kind of walks into the circle designated. Stops, thinks. Fuck it. And throws it. He gets like 100-ish meters, but nothing insane. Like 110. But then he looks over at Aizawa and he points back at the tree. Can I go back or am I gonna be needed? You're gonna be needed. Just a sigh. Okay. He pulls out his phone, puts in headphones, and just starts playing through a hypetrain playlist to hopefully wake him the fuck up. Jiro hears the music. She's jiving with it. He's like, at least this person has good taste. But something happens clearly that people, including Aizawa, would notice. From the quiet, sleepy person, he would turn to wide awake and like ready. And then behind the class, like the only one that notices the pacing behind the class would be Aizawa and Jiro. And one thing would be noticed. Why the fuck is he like almost spazzing out? Just pacing back and forth. Now, Izuku, as he is going through the motions, getting more and more hyped up, he gets called to do the meter dash. Now, this might not be true, but in Izuku's brain, he's like, I'm the fastest one here. No one is getting a higher score than me. And I'm going to prove it here and now who is better. Once I start to get amped up, you ain't going to stop me. No one is going to stop me. So he goes to the 10-meter dash with Katsuki. Izuku does get in a sprinting position. But as soon as the go start hits, detonations would go off from Katsuki, sending him slightly further than Izuku's initial step. And he's like, alright, someone's fast. Moves a bit ahead. Okay, he's faster. He's worth my time. Oh, fuck yes! So what happens is Katsuki is like halfway through the run. In his head, nothing could be better. Putting up the best goddamn points on the ball throw. At least so far. Doing pretty good. Now it's time to ace the speed test. This guy's already fallen back. Meanwhile, Izuku, after 2 steps, got to Katsuki's position, and another 2 steps, just got over the finish line. .62 seconds. Katsuki would come in 2.15 seconds. And now that Izuku is won, Aizawa starts to notice something. His eyes, the veins around his eyes start to bulge. Which he would take note of as Izuku would go back to the line. So what do you think Izuku does for the grip test? People like Shoji are putting up some significant numbers on the grip strength portion. And Izuku sees that. Guess what he gets? He gets a bit more fucking hyperactive. Why? Because there's someone that could physically challenge him. There's one person that could challenge him in the speed department. There's another one to challenge him in strength. Like, he's gassed right now. He's feeling it. Now, Izuku wasn't paying attention at all when people said they were going to get expelled. And Aizawa does notice this. Now, I'm going to say at this point, when Izuku does get to the grip strength, he's not looking at the way he's gripping the machine. He's looking at the number screen that shows his score on the top right. He gets in a low stance with one of his hands and he's just fucking staring at it as he crushes slowly. And it goes up and higher and higher. It passes Shoji's. It's not stopping. It's not stopping. It maxes out. The machine creaks. And the grip test machine gets crushed inwards because Izuku accidentally fucking shattered the hand guard that he was supposed to squeeze. He essentially turned it into fucking Play-Doh and just squashed that shit. And when Izuku notices this, there's even more of a shit-eating grin on his face. That grin kind of leaves as soon as he realizes, oh, fuck, am I going to have to pay for this? Damn. Ah, whatever, I'm still better than everyone in this goddamn group. Now, he's not saying it out loud. But, like, he's feeling it right now. And other people are starting to notice the behavior. Like, the direct tonal shift from what they've seen to what was a fairly inactive person to someone that's willing to fucking rip mountains up and bench press them. Actual fucking pandemonium. The other tests would be done, and he would get either first place or second, which makes him even happier when he gets second place at things. Which means, in his head, not only is there still room for improvement for him, that he has a superior in something. A superior that he could crush. And make their score look like a fucking child's. So it's only like making him as a person more and more hyperactive, to say the least. So when the God, what would it be called? It was the run, like the endurance test. As soon as he seen Yayorozu make a fucking bike, his entire time was like, nah, I'm not just gonna keep up with the bike. I want to lap this bitch. And people noticed, like, the more jittery that he got, the more determined his eyes looked. And Aizawa would notice something else that no one else would pick up on. The very small killing intent that is just irradiating. It's like, it's not the fact that he wants to kill you. It's the fact that he believes himself to be on the top of everyone. It's confidence mixed with fighting experience that could emulate killing intent if it came down to it. There is one thing that is well known. Damn. By most of the students as the run starts. When Izuku and Momo are neck and neck, and Momo starts to peel away, they could swear to fucking God they heard a giggle when the roles began to reverse and kept going back and forth for a solid 10 seconds before Izuku started taking the fuck off. 1 lap. 2 lap. 3 lap. 4. Everyone else is on their fucking second lap. And Izuku and Momo are on their 4th. However, Izuku is going faster. And he's only picking up speed per lap. It's like having a ball rolled down the hill. That's how they believe, well, that's how Izuku described in his Quirk papers his quirk to work. The longer something drags out, the more fucking dangerous he is. So, lo and behold, when Izuku, who is the last person on the lap, and he's only going faster. Aizawa noticed something. Well, everyone noticed this, but Aizawa noticed it 2 seconds before it happened. Izuku ripped through his goddamn shoes because of the force that he's fucking pushing off the ground with. And he's just going faster. He's not slowing down. And Aizawa is genuinely thinking, how long can he go? He wants to see how much this battery of energy that this Izuku kid could just run off of. He goes again and again. Aizawa has essentially shown the scores, which wasn't shocking. explained to everyone else there was no expulsion, and asked one of them to bring Izuku Midoriya's syllabus. Izuku is in the flow state at the moment, or something I would like to call all completely off the fucking rails at the moment. He is deaf. He cannot hear. He only knows what he was supposed to do. Keep going until he believes he can't go anymore. At this point, it's been like 30 minutes. Aizawa has been watching this kid go lap after lap. Today was supposed to be a half day. Now, Aizawa is a dedicated man. He wants to know what kind of fucking monster is in his class. Essentially, other staff members would come out, right? First off, Vlad would come out. And then Midnight and Toshi, i.e. All Might. And then Recovery Girl. Like, the classes would be coming out. Well, the class teachers would be coming out. And like after an hour after the original end time of class, which means Izuku was running for 4 to 5 hours, give or take. He started to slow down a little bit. And then, as he started to rev down more and more, he started to realize how many fucking people were watching him go. Which at this point, I want you to imagine a small pot that has been placed off to the side that does have money in it. That Nezu is keeping track of. And when Izuku finally stops, panting like a fucking madman, he just kind of looks over and says, "Who the fuck are these people? And why the fuck are they here? When the fuck did it get so dark? What the fuck happened? I lost track of time." Aizawa did go to sleep. But Aizawa was the closest to the estimated bet amount, so he ended up getting the pot. So he woke up happy. And Izuku was told to go home. And Izuku realized he completely fucked his shoes and socks. Like, they are no longer a fucking thing that he has. So Izuku ended up coming in the next day in sandals. Let's just say that. And no one really knew what to say to Izuku, because as soon as Aizawa said, "Alright, you could go home," homie took the fuck off again. Like he didn't just run a fucking marathon. Like he didn't give a fuck. But, next day in class, the day would go as normal. Standard classes being gone through. And to say that people aren't, like, that teachers specifically aren't giving Izuku, like, a kind of a side-eye is a fucking understatement. Because, dear God, the stamina on this fucking kid is crazy. How the fuck can he move for so long? Constantly. And the entire tonal shift is there again. Right? Izuku comes in looking tired and bored as fuck. But the closer he gets to foundational heroics, man, the more amped he gets. And dear God, when All Might came in the fucking room, it is safe to say that Izuku was battle ready at that point. When the words battle trial were uttered, this man was shaking, looking like a madman, next to Shoto Todoroki. And for once, Todoroki is kind of unnerved. Because how the fuck can he move for so long? And how the hell to Todoroki, Izuku's mindset is giving him fucking whiplash. And it's uncomfortable. When Izuku was allotted his suit. It is safe to say that Izuku, during this time frame, was over the fucking moon. However, whilst he is over the moon, he is not quite past it to the stars behind it. We will begin next episode with the battle trial. I hope all of you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, all the goodness. See you guys soon. Peace.